Um, it's a big fight. It's a big fight. It's a fight needed for boxing because both of these dudes are in their prime right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it is gonna do. I think it's gonna do big numbers. I hope it does big numbers. Should do big numbers. Tank is the favorite. You know, Tank. Yeah, Tank is the favorite of the two. Tank is the better skilled of the two. Ryan's the faster hands of the two. Um, both of these dudes are decorated. You know what I mean? Tank got more KOs. What is his record? Like 28 and 0, 26 KOs, I think. Something like that. It's like 20 something with 20 some KOs, right? Uh Ryan Garcia got a couple KOs under his belt as well. There's a lot of holes in Ryan Garcia's defense, though, that a lot of people see that Tank is gonna exploit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know what I mean? If you want to go down, you say Tank Davis has the better footwork. Ryan Garcia has the faster hands. The big question is though, who's gonna be able to catch who? We talk about this 10-pound weight clause, this rehydration clause in the contract. We mentioned it last week. Um, so they're going in. It's a 136-pound fight, no titles on the line. So they'll rehydrate to 146. They can't get no bigger. Um, yo, it looks like they're trying to take every advantage that Garcia could have away. But in the same way, that boy's hands are still gonna be fast. Tank Davis has the better lateral movement of the two. He moves from side to side and back and forth, where Ryan Garcia only moves backwards and forwards, which is so weird for a kid his age that's young and has the type of power that he has. Does all those issues. He has those problems. He has defensive problems because he don't necessarily tend to block properly. You know what I mean? You got Tank Davis that has defense more formulated like Floyd Mayweather has. He does that shell defense. What's it they call it? That Philly shell, is it? Yeah. It's a Philly shell. I think Cincinnati used to have it too. But yeah, it's pretty much when you throw the shoulder out there and use the shoulder to protect your chin.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you also move, so you can really use one hand to block one side while you have your shoulder to protect the other. It comes in handy, especially when you want to block like you want to fade off from like the backhand punches a lot better, more so than the jabs. Because if the jab comes, you block. You can put your guard up, block the jab. Somebody tries to throw something big, you know, you wind off, or you use your shoulder to evade the jab, and when the big hand comes, you have your big protector up there. Tank Davis has the high guard, which is more better. Ryan Garcia tends to drop his hands. Now Garcia's been talking about he's getting the power to develop in his right hand, but everybody knows when Ryan tries to throw with his right hand, he drops his left hand real low. And when he does that, that leaves options for big punches to come out of nowhere. Especially if you're Tank Davis and you're a southpaw, you know, he's not gonna take that hard. Tank uses that jab pretty damn well. So every time Garcia's gonna try to pump that hand, things not there, and that boy could throw his leaping hooks and whatnot. Tank Davis, since Ted Davis is a southpaw, Tank got a powerful leaping left hook, man. That thing puts people to sleep. But he also has his right hooks as well, and the uppercut that put mofos in in hot water, pretty much. Then with Ryan Garcia's left hand is like, I don't know, the touch of God or something like that, because you always see him, he snaps it off. It's either the left hook, the big left, his lead left. He uses it either as the big lead left hook or the counter hook. and he always catches somebody walking in. That's the one thing. Even though he has defensive flaws, he knows how to trap people using his certain movement and certain patterns that he does where he stalks and forces guys to come in or engage and overcommit, and he catches them. But Ryan Garcia tends to throw um, a little crazy, where he tries to step in and try to make himself long, and that's not a good idea against a guy like Tank, who's the shorter, faster guy on the feet. Gonna be a very interesting fight, though. Well, we didn't mention it's a 12-round fight. It's headlining up there on the card there. That same card got throwback Gabriel Rosado on the card, so I'm looking forward to that, as well as David Morrell defending his title against Yamaguchi Falcao in a 12-round fight for the WBA super middleweight title, the regular super middleweight title. But it's the hot fight on the streets right now. You know what I mean? It is because MMA is gonna be showing, but when MMA is done, you got all the time in the world to watch that fight. And UFC and Bellator decided to put cards on the same night as Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, and it's like you got to catch either one or the other, but make sure you have your time in the night to watch Garcia Davis. It's gonna be a fun one, man. A lot of stuff going on. Yeah,
Joe, does that make any sense? I'm sure each of those cards, each of those promotions, Bellator, UFC, of course, with boxing, which is going to be an international event for Davis versus Garcia. But what does that do for the consumer? What does that do for the viewer?
Well, it's like this. I know a lot of people nowadays, when you want to watch boxing, if you want to pay, you want to pay to watch the whole card, you got to come on at 8 o'clock to watch that card. At the same time, I think the main card for the UFC that's on ESPN Plus is going to be out there. So it's kind of like, oh boy, I got to watch through this UFC thing where this boxing is on. But I know some people, they order boxing, but just to watch the co-main and the main events. That's the thing. So, it's kind of like, ooh. They wouldn't do this on a pay-per-view. Lord, no, they wouldn't do this on a pay-per-view because Dana White is a boxing head as well. Some people don't know that. Even though Dana White, he runs the organization of the UFC, that man does not miss big-time boxing fights. More than likely, he will probably either be there or he's gonna skip early and go to the Ryan Garcia Tank Davis fight. I think their card is going to be, it's gonna be right there in Las Vegas. So yeah, he'll be there for the whole show probably, and then dip early, go right around the corner, and they'll catch Davis. Oh, actually no, he'll probably more than likely travel. My fault, because it's in California. So yeah, he'll dip early. He'll dip early, and they'll go over there watch the Tank Davis fight more than likely. But yeah,
because Davis and Garcia is going to be at T-Mobile in Vegas, correct?
Yeah, no, it's gonna be in California.
Oh, it's going to be in California.
Yeah. What's Wait, hold on. No. Yeah, you're right. It isn't. It's in it's in Vegas.
T-Mobile.
Yeah, T-Mobile. You're right. Yeah. So it'll be right around the corner. So he'll make his rounds. He'll go bet and do his thing. You know what I mean? Make sure nobody sees him bet. But yeah, he'll be out there.
So if help us, some of us novice bettors. If you were initially just, itching to make a bet, what would be some of our options?
If you wanted to make a bet on this fight, You can make the win. You go and bet Davis. You take Davis for the clear win. You trying to look for money. You probably look for Davis getting it done within the later rounds, probably. Um, Between the 8 and 12 rounds, the later rounds. I know sometimes people want to put money, early money. They want to put things in the earlier rounds. I'm not sure about that. The way Ryan Garcia fights, and now he's with Joe Goosen. He's going to be in there a lot smarter. For folks that don't know Joe Goosen's been in the fight game for years. That man is super fresh now. All he does is wear suits. You wouldn't even know that man's a trainer. The way he dresses and looks at fights, man. But yeah, long time boxing trainer. He got Ryan prepared more than likely. I'm gonna say between the later rounds, eight going on. I say 8 and up. Is where you're probably gonna see your money at because Tank, as I mentioned, Tank is gonna come in as the heavy favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's gonna be the heavy favorite. If you want to sprinkle something on Ryan Garcia, because it could be that type of fight, you can. You could do the crazy safe way where you gamble on both sides, where you're like, hey, I'll take Garcia 8-12, I'll take Davis 8-12, you know what I mean? And see
Mm-hmm.
where it goes. Yeah, the later round KO, TKO, whatnot, and see where that goes. You could do
What
that.
about the putting some heavy money on the money rounds, 11 and 12? Would you tell like the novice better stay away from that, or would you tell them, you know what, in this type of fight, go for it?
Ooh.
I think I would go 9 and 10.
I would have to take those later rounds. You could take 9 and 10. I would go those later rounds though. Take the later rounds. There's probably money on the decision. Maybe. I think.
I'm not gonna lie. How many rounds is the fight supposed to be?
12.
12.
It's supposed to be 12 rounds.
Yeah.
12
Most
rounds.
matches don't last that long, even though they're in their prime, and we already know it probably won't go that long, correct?
Not
We
much.
don't know. I mean, I don't know. I would hope for Tank to get him out of there, but I find it highly unlikely for Tank to be able to get him out of there early.
Yeah.
Right.
It's going to be a feeler situation. And there'll probably be crazy money on if this goes to a decision. That could happen as well. Because of the way these guys are skilled, then you also got to think like, is there what you call it, because you got to fight like this. There's also money in the rematch, so you got to think about that too in the outskirts of the world. Right. And if these guys are gonna come in there and they're gonna play a tactical game where they're just using the jabs and they're just using the light movement and making a decision game, then if it's that type of situation, then you're like, oh crap. So you got to try to play it very, very to the chest. You know what I mean? All right. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell you something. Here's how crazy this is, right? Gervonta Davis winning by a decision is plus 500. So for every $100 you put in, you're gonna get back 500. For every 100 you put in, right? For Ryan Garcia to win by decision, a technical decision, it's plus 800.
Wow.
For Ryan Garcia to win by KO or TKO or DQ is plus 300. But Tank Davis you get minus 140 if Tank Davis wins by KO or TKO or disqualification. This is the type of thing I'm talking about where it's kind of crazy, man. Where you're going to go Davis by decision. You could go Ryan Garcia by decision. and sit and just weigh your options. But you also have the even crazier bets like this. If Tank Davis won by disqualification, it's plus 10,000. So for every $100 you put in there, and then you have if Ryan Garcia wins by majority decision, that's plus 4,000. Ryan Garcia to win by split decision is 2,200. 2,200 plus 2,200. There's a lot of money to be made on Garcia's side, so you're gonna see some wild people try to go and bet. Yeah, I know. You see what I mean?
You see the look on my face, right?
Mm-hmm.
you see people gonna try to bet Garcia because Garcia kind of gives you those chances. But there's money to be made if this goes to a decision and Tank Davis wins. If it goes by a split decision, a unanimous decision is plus 700. A split decision is plus 1,800. A majority decision is plus 2,800. Usually when big fights like this happen and you got to go for the bet, you may see a decision outlook. And when it's a decision, it can either be a split decision or a majority decision, especially of this magnitude of this fight.
Your $4,000 odds and your $2,200 odds that you just said, or the two I would take. The two I would take.
So it's kind of crazy with those, with the level, the magnitude of these things, man. You go out there with $1,000 and you betting on the decision for one of these guys, you got a chance of coming out with car money. Like you literally could just go and go get yourself a brand new vehicle. Like, like, yo, I could go out there with, let's say I bet this decision, a split decision or a majority decision, and I put 10,000 on that. I'm coming out with Mercedes money. Like that's how crazy this is. This year, Mercedes money. Like, come on now, this is bonkers. And the odds of it going into decision is that type of fight, man. Because we see how certain guys deal with. Yeah, he said Social Security be knocking that money. Rich is money.
When they to Social Security, everybody be hitting us up. This one,
oh my
this
God.
one, this Social Security, all of them, everybody coming.
Yeah.
So
you're right. That's why I can't play no high numbers like that. I know exactly. I agree. I had to learn gambling when I worked at the dog track in Alabama. I would listen to these guys call all these odds out, talk all this craziness. Everything you just did, I'm not even calling you crazy. The weight, the jab, the arm length, the height, the age, the experience, the regular knockouts, the TKOs, everything. I'm like this. It took me like a year or two to finally halfway listen to that. That's why when you were saying everything, I was just sitting there calculating in my head. And I told everybody, I'm going to go ahead and say this too. Y'all realize gambling is legal and it's damn near taking over everything.
Yep.
Yes.
It's very obvious compared to how it used to be.
Yep.
Right now, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't care. Right now, the decision is going to be, how can we all make money and not lose? That's it. I'm calling round 9, round 10. That thing is over. I'll be crazy enough and call a TKO. And the underdog probably be the winner. Y'all put the numbers together. Let me know how it is.
I got one other question.
Underdog by TKO. So let's say
underdog is not going to be a full-blown knockout. It'll be a technical knockout, which kind of be like they stumble twice or whatever. Somebody lose their balance or somebody didn't make it all the way through. The referee had to call it or whatever. Yeah. About a 9th or 10th round. Yes.
Okay.
I don't see it going past 10 rounds. Fuck it.
Yeah. So let me put it to you this way: if
Take your
Ryan
time.
Garcia was to win by KO TKO,
Mm-hmm.
and let's say you put that, say you get
Exactly.
$1,000. Take $1,000. You come out with $3,000. $100,000. That's $300,000. You bet you win that right there.
They tripled their
Somebody,
money, did they not?
yes, let's say
They
somebody
tripled
put
their money.
$4 million on that fight for Ryan Garcia to win by KO TKO. They're gonna come back with 4 million, $12 million. You talk about high bettors that are gonna put money on this joint. They're gonna come out with some really good pieces of change, man. But a lot of people who now you see that, and then you talk about those decisions, how those decisions could look for these guys.
This
Well,
is
we're
where the
talking about
shake
the
is at.
thousands now.
That's where the shake is at. That's where the
Yeah,
shake is at. The decisions.
that's crazy, man. So that's the thing. And we know how these boxing fights go. That's the thing, because it will get close. It
What's my
will
man's
get
name that was
dicey in
going
those
off?
late rounds.
What's the man's name that was going off with Stephen A? Is it Teddy Atlas?
Yeah.
Yes.
He was going off talking about how they were doing the gamble, they were putting the money under the table and everything. And Cass ain't thinking, yo.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. And that's why I say your money could go to a KO, but it could really fly with the way this fight is, the way these two guys are, to a decision.
Yep.
And if that's a decision, it will be a close fight where it's either a majority decision or a split decision.
Yes.
And boy, oh boy, the money to be railed in if this becomes
Toby, how you doing?
The whole thing, JoJo, not being funny, the whole thing is how much can we get in the pot?
Yeah, I know.
We gotta put it in the pot and then you'll disperse it afterwards.
Yeah.
So how are they gonna raise the most money on this? Ted mentioned the rounds in the very first place. I agree with that. That's when I started thinking, how many rounds is this thing ain't going 12 rounds? It just might. Triple G Canelo damn near went the distance.
Yeah.
I'll sit back and say round 9, round 10. Underdog getting the TKO. I say that easy. You got everybody satisfied. You tired of a fight after the 7th round. Let's be real. Mm-hmm. Unless you got the endurance and both of them are still holding their own.
Yeah, they're gonna two young cats, man. Two young cats. This is why I say it. It's a very tricky game because both of these dudes got KO power. Both of these dudes have improved a lot. Mm-hmm. It comes down to who's gonna be landing that critical punch, that critical blow. And if not, and they're playing tacticians, then it's like
expect tactician. Expect tactician. Expect tactician and endurance. You said they're both prime.
Yeah. Yep.
They're gonna be careful with their moves and they're gonna be able to take their blows. I highly expect tacticians on that fight.
Yeah. And we also gotta put into why is this a big deal though? Because this is between two of the lightweight kings right now, as far as boxing is going.
Y'all said that the past couple of weeks.
Yeah. We got Tank Davis, you got Ryan Garcia, you got Vasily Lomachenko who's moving up. You got Shakur Stevenson. You got Haney. Devin Haney. You got Devin Haney, who is the lightweight king right now, walking around. And then you have who's it? The 6th guy. You could probably include Isaac Cruz in there. Or I forgot who's the other dude. There's another dude. I said that right? Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, Haney, Shakur, Lomachenko. You probably could throw Isaac Cruz in there somewhere because he's flowing around. But there's a couple other dudes out there in the names too, man. But the Kings, man, the fight between the Kings. And everybody want a piece of everybody because everybody wants to fight Haney at some point. Yeah.
Everybody wants a piece of that word.
Hey, we're going to wrap this because we're going to keep it as close to an hour. I want to be cognizant of Tony D.
No, I appreciate
because
it.
there's been so many times we kept you on there, and the next morning I wake up and I'm like, I feel terrible.
yeah, man. Tony got a lot, man.
No, because you got to go in early.
Yeah.
And
this was a busy day. I'm not going to front. This was busy. I had 2 Zoom meetings after work. I was doing some stuff online as well. Yeah, I was rolling. I watched Karma Shuts. I was going to be up in here. I always wait. So it popped up early. I was like, good. I'm going to go to bed half early. Nope.
Yes. So, Jojo, tell us about the new live stream / pod, your new show.
Oh, yeah. I'm running down events pretty much for the week for people who got access to things. I'm not doing none of the international kickboxing type joints, but for all the events that go through during the week, I started this show, a podcast somewhat, called The B-Sides of the Fight Game with Mr. B. I will sit there. I will slowly talk down these fight cards. I will give short, brief descriptions of the fights that go on during the week for your entertainment, the ones you could get to. And, yeah, man. So be on the lookout for those on Wednesday. I'm going to do those more in the afternoon because I realize when I try to do it at night on a Wednesday, because that's like my day, I'm like really, really sleepy. So I'm going to do it a little earlier. I'm going to do it earlier. And, yeah. So I did one yesterday. You could catch it. It's pretty much giving a description of the week and all the fights that are going on that you guys can find on ESPN Plus and Showtime, and whatnot. You know what I mean? All the MMA fights and the boxing bouts. I give descriptions and the breakdowns within some of the cards and talking about who's showing up, who's going to make a debut, the names, and what it means to the card and the whatever organization in itself, what it means for wins to happen over there. So that's my thing. It's Wednesdays. I'll probably start it now at 6 because I did that yesterday at 10:30. So I'm going to do it at 6 and I'll keep it like that. Yeah. Yes, indeed. But it was good though. But yeah.
I like that name. I remember when you asked us about it, I'm like, that's it. That's
B-sides.
You got to roll with that, man. You got to roll with that. I see you, Rich, man. You already
got to roll with that.
Yeah.
Because when you think the B-side, I kind of think of any artist that we've loved.
Yeah.
And their main record, but usually when you flip that record and you hear and you're just like, oh my goodness, when was this? That's the B-side.
Yeah.
Make you want to,
pretty much.
Make you want
yeah.
It makes you want to dig more into the creator. I agree. Prince, the B-sides. Ice Cube, B-sides and bootlegs.
Yeah.
JoJo, B-sides.
Yeah, man, because you hear what everybody else says, like, because you hear people talk about the fights, but I want to give you an honest thought of the fights, you know what I mean, and what they mean and what these guys are about. So we talk it that way because everybody throws the same opinion about certain fights, but I want to just be a little bit more in depth and more critical on, giving both fighters or both whatevers, honest look. So that's why I decided the B-sides of the fight game.
Got it. Love the name, love the logo. I think you do another stream on Fridays.
Yes, sir. That's with Mike. Right. Cope's Corner, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. This is where we're going to do the breakdowns of the MMA fights, the MMA cards, and betting tips. We do regular picks. We do bet picks, bet tips. And the breakdowns of the cards. With the boy Mike Copenhaver, a.k.a. Cope. So that's it. Cope's Corner MMA, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. Yes, sir.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Tony D, you're everywhere. Randomly broadcasting.
You want me to do
from
this?
Pillar to Post.
You want me
from
to do
6 a.m. to 5:59 a.m. Where can we find you?
You can find me at LateNiteParents.com with Ted Hicks, my man Ted right here. You can find me up here with JoJo. We do this on the weekly. It's been a couple of months we've been doing this, all right? You can find me on Sunday Smoke Podcast, my man Ace World. I'm up there normally with just me and him, but Star Child has popped up. Kimmy Kylie has popped up. A bunch of his travel homeboys popped up. I'll be there with him. You can catch me doing my own thing, since people swear I don't do my own thing any damn way. The Random Multi-Broadcaster. Yes, I've been out here doing the music video thing, trying to mix it up, doing my own spin, taking the advice everybody told me. I appreciate
in these streets.
I actually had one of my coworkers tell me yesterday, he said, dude, I saw you was on the other night. He said, you crazy, but it was good. I said, listen, I just be having fun. Just let me know if you enjoy it or not. That's all I ask. If y'all enjoy it, just let me know, please.
Yeah.
Find me Nonsense for Nonsense Podcast with man Glick and Jeff Hawk. While we here, shout out to my man Fine Man Rich. Early mornings, morning coffee, 05:30 a.m. Eastern Standard or Eastern Daylight Time. This man gets up with the Twitch. He got the music. He's doing this with the camera. It's hilarious. He got the hashtag on that stuff. I appreciate him. Me and him been supporting each other on the random. And then we just started rolling for real over the past year. Rich, you already know, man. I got you. You got me.
Yeah,
I'm on Linktree, Tony D. Original. You will see my Twitch. You will see my Twitter. You will see my YouTube. I am trying to get all those numbers up, honestly.
Yeah.
I would request any and everybody out there, follow me on those. You can also find me on Instagram. I'm not going to be complicated and difficult. I lied. You can find me on Twitch, TONYTON72. You can find me on YouTube, TONYD7444. You can find me on Twitter, TONYTON163. You can find me on Instagram, TONYTON72. Damn it. And big ups to Information Man for when he does his show. Big ups to Brother Shannon when he does his streaming media on YouTube. Follow all of everybody needs to follow each other. Let's just stop it. Lady Lady 01, she got 365radio.co. She does her thing on Thursday afternoons. She does the synth music. Check her out. Jeeves is up here on Twitch. Mr. Twix, MR_TWIXXZ. Follow him. You got Rick Costa doing his thing every damn day for the past 7 years. Quoting the Bible. Giving you the good word. I'm here all day, every day. Y'all, I got a list of 14 shows of all of us used to be on Haps. How many of us actually follow and support each other? How many of us? Like, share, subscribe. I'm going to need you all to do the same. If I ain't gonna do it, not tonight. No, this ain't my show. This is Ted's show. Sorry, LateNiteParents.com. I'm supposed to be calm up here. I'm supposed to be chill up here. Everybody follow and support each other. Carmen Lizeth Suarez has just started doing her thing the past couple of months. She's on YouTube. She up there with Rick Costa. She's on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn. Carmen, get your Twitch set up. She's on Twitch too. She's doing her thing. See, Carmen, I got you too. Now. While you cooking dinner, I hope your onions burned. Randy Horton is up here on Twitch.
Oh, damn.
Time. He's all the damn time. Randy W. Horton. He has been the one with the highest numbers out of all of us. A lot of people can follow his lead. He will talk to any and everybody. He will carry any and every conversation. I've been up there with him too. Helen also has Jukebox Jury once a month. She does her show. She's up there with G's. She's up there with any other guest stuff. She does the little, I want to say it's similar to Gong Show for those of us here in the U.S. She'll play an independent artist. She gets the opinions and reviews, trying to get them out there. I like that idea. I'm not going to lie. You got James Garland out there. You got me doing the Bell Kings Fantasy Football League, normally on Sunday mornings during the regular season. Since it's been the off season, a lot of guys wanted me to do something. I don't have a problem with that. I'm waiting on the membership. I'm waiting on the league. All the members of the Bell Kings Fantasy Football League we all put together. Y'all come on and join us. Y'all come up here with the sports analysis. They want me to go beyond football and do other sports. I'm game. I can be there this Sunday. All the members in the league, y'all let me know. My man, Fine Man Rich, he isn't even in the league, but he will cover sports. He came on as a guest. Glick has normally been up there as a guest. We've been doing it. Smoke has popped up every now and then. Ted pops up when he ain't busy. Ted's even busy on Sundays. It's out of control up here, y'all. It's out of control. We be doing the damn thing, man. Who I forget?
Word.
Mental Health Hour, Tim Conrad. Big ups to Tim Conrad and the gym when they doing anything. Who I forget? Coach Corner, my man, Mike Copenhagen. What's the last name?
Copenhagen.
Copenhagen. KOPESKORNER on YouTube. Shout out to JoJo for the B-sides. He's starting this thing up. We're going to support JoJo too, damn it. We're going to. Who else we got? Random Rick be jumping in. I got everybody. Yeah, I had a list. Everybody who used to be on the platform with us and everybody that we picked up. This is like 14, 15 different broadcasts we all do. We should all be supporting each other. We got our own network, man. What we doing?
Word.
We up in here for free. We paying for people to ignore us. Let's just stop it. Let's get this for real. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn, you can even broadcast over there. You can broadcast on Amazon now. Rick is over there. Rick, my man, Fine Man Rich, working on kick.com. New platform, legit like Twitch. Oh boy. You got StreamYard. You got Restream. You got EV Mux and EdMux. We all over. What are we doing?
Right.
We got all types of ways to expand easily and amongst each other. What are we doing? Appreciate it, Ted. I ain't mean to do so much. I ain't even had my liquor yet. Now I got to crack my beer.
Uh-oh.
Mic drop. Damn. Oh, Tony.
Cheers.
Dude.
Background on purpose. Cheers. I don't just talk about myself. I help everybody out there. What y'all doing?
Yes, sir. Want to thank you once again for a very active chat room.
Appreciate it.
We definitely do appreciate it.
Big up to everybody out there. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for supporting my man Ted, the first man ever asked me to co-host with him. This is an honor. I'm serious. I've been wanting to do this since I was a teenager, man. Thank you. For real.
Yeah.
And this is Ted Hicks. We're out.